We'll call this meeting to order. This meeting, all meetings of this committee are open to the public, proper notice been posted and given to the press in accordance with the statutes. Citizens may be aware of the time and place and the agenda of this meeting. Roll call.
Rick Bentley,
Here.
Nick Gunderson.
Here.
Jack Spearians,
Here.
Steve Ebert.
Here.
Bruce Brenner.
Here.
Bob Annabus.
Here.
And take a motion to approve the minutes from September 1st.
I approve the motions.
I'll second it.
I have a question about it.
Go ahead.
The 1, 2, 3, 4th paragraph down, I guess the big, it's about just below the halfway down, starting with Jim Bayman. I wonder about the wording on that. If you look at the third line, was going to be in, let's see, starting the second line of that paragraph. He inquired on
Yeah.
the level of speculative future development, and wanted to be sure the city was going to be in poor position as a result. I wonder if that should be
Was not.
in a good position or not.
Was not in a poor position, so you can actually amend the minutes. We're gonna add that word in there, it's meant to be was not.
Good catch, Bob.
I move to amend the minutes
Yep,
to,
Amend the minutes.
as noted, it's good,
as noted, okay.
yeah.
Second.
All right. Motion been made, seconded, and
Then you need a motion to approve,
to approve
approve them after they've been amended, yeah. You can, yeah,
Second.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And now,
Thank you on that one, Bob.
yeah.
we go to this request to combine parcels.
Yes, you do have a quick overhead view. There's a couple, you can share them. If you look to the right, that's the Peterson parcel. The address is 105 North Pine Street. And then if you look at the address just to the west, that home's for sale. You'll see there's not a straight property line between the two. There's a little bit of a jog there. And what they're looking to do, and they're looking to do it via warranty deed, is the Petersons are purchasing enough of that property to make it a straight property line.
Okay, my
You see where
question
we're
is,
looking?
do the Petersons own this whole lot, or does this
They
own
don't.
all of this?
Yes, just this.
That's,
So here's Dennis's and here's the house.
So it looks like, yeah,
And they just wanna include this chunk there.
Which way
Yeah.
is this in real life?
so if
This
it's
is
north, you're looking at it north and south, the way you're
No.
looking at it.
the post office is right here. So this is Peterson's across from the post office.
They bought this parcel
Yeah,
from
and then this
them.
is the house.
Yes.
This would be the
And then they
fire
wanna
station
combine
right
it.
here.
How did this
So this is that
get
house
that
that's for
little
sale
chunk?
across
That's,
from the fire
that was a
station.
good question.
It was.
Okay,
And I think Doc talks about
But basically, so the Petersons on Pine Street are looking to just
squared it off.
square their lot off. That's,
So they wanna
This piece?
have it through.
Yep.
So they just bought that extra piece, is that it?
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Anybody else got a question on that? Now that I see what it is, it's totally
Yep.
different what I was trying to feed in my head.
So what you'd look to do then, the way you've got it on the agenda, is the request to combine parcels. So you would, a motion would be in order then to recommend approval of the parcel combination.
I'll make a motion to approve the request for parcel combination.
Second.
All right, we got a motion made and seconded to approve combining those two parcels. Anybody got any questions on it? Do you all understand it? I know I didn't at first, but I do now. Thank you. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Now we move to a different one again there. Review recommendation to add a small batch brewing as allowable use in B1 general business. And I know where that is. If anybody else don't, it's the little gas station down across from the Lutheran church. It hasn't been a gas station for years, but individual bought that. Now he wants to put a,
Has not yet, so we don't wanna talk too much about that at all, but, the first step would be, this is just a high-level zoning recommendation for the whole city. There is a party that's interested in purchasing a property, but the problem is they haven't gone through with a transaction yet because microbrewery or small batch brewery isn't an allowable use in the city. It's allowable in the industrial zones for large manufacturing. The parcel that they're looking at is in a B1 general business district, and in your packet, you do have the allowable uses, permitted uses, and then you also have conditional uses. The recommendation in consulting with Attorney Kelly on this is, when you look in the permitted uses, I believe you do have bars and taverns. In the permitted uses, the reason why it's in the permitted uses is because you need a second license, or you need some kind of an approval from the city to be able to sell beer and liquor. So, I mean, you can't really have a bar without your other license. In this case with brewing, I believe it's through the state, the federal government where you get your licensing. And so there is no municipal license at all for brewing. That being said, it's probably a better suited use to be included in the conditional uses, because then they'll come to you, they'll give you sort of a plan for what they're looking at any site in the city. And then with the conditional use, you're able to then take a look at health, welfare, noise, any type of issues that use might have wherever it may be located in the future. And you can put conditions on it. But again, through this though, small batch brewing, which I believe the state identifies as being under 300,000 barrels a year, which is a lot of barrels, but that would be what they consider small batch or microbrewing. And again, with the conditional use, there's an actual application, there's a public notification, and that would be a recommendation then. There is an ordinance that's drafted up to be reviewed by the council, and basically all it would do is it would look at the conditional uses, and it would add a number 13 under conditional use, which would be small batch or micro brewing.
Anybody got any questions?
Nope.
Jeff said, explains it quite well.
I do have a curiosity one though, I mean.
Yeah.
So they couldn't sell to the public out of that without a liquor license?
No, there's some,
Or can they?
they're regulated
in
by the state. They're regulated by the
So if
state.
they're
There's
okay, the
certain,
state might allow them to sell out of the manufacturing facility.
yes, and we do have a rough proposal on the table, or an idea on the table. And like I said, step one, in order to even get this rolling, would be to allow it as a use or a conditional use. From there, I think the general idea is that it would be like a small brew, micro brew with a sampling room where you could sell, there's a certain amount that you could sell by law through the state. But the one spot that they're looking at, as the mayor had mentioned, is, I believe it's the 215 West Main, where there's that little garage on the triangle.
That little pie.
There's not, it's a smaller site, and so it's not,
I was gonna say, is
it's
that,
not gonna turn into, maybe it turns into Samuel Adams Brewing, you never know, but it might not turn into it
Wouldn't
right
be
at that
there.
site though, yeah. So at least that's where your conditional use will come in, because there's certain areas, they'll have waste, they'll have storage. When it's a conditional use, you guys then have the ability to dictate or regulate some of those things. Whereas a permitted use, you would not.
My
In
personal
general.
opinion is that, we just got done talking about a lot of these bars trims do their own and all that stuff, so it probably needs to be added anyway, doesn't it? If they could use it for that too, so.
Yeah, the first paragraph that comes
Sounds
from
very
the
popular.
city attorney would be basically what he said when he wrote me it's a rough memo, but he said that it's pretty clear that our zoning code wasn't written expecting this to happen, but times change, types of businesses change, and this is something that would be something that would fit in this zoning district.
Did he have a recommended wording for that underneath conditional, or just microbrewery is all you need?
It's pretty much all you need, and when you look under conditional uses, you'll see it's actually under permitted and conditional, some of them are pretty straightforward. But in this case, the brewing itself has other regulations from the state, so that license they would get from the state would help you as well. I mean, it kind of fills in some of the other descriptions that you have for some of the other uses here.
So this would become number 13.
Under conditional uses, if,
I'll make a motion that we have Member Brewery as number 13 under the conditional.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve adding conditional use of small batch brewing as number 13 in conditional use. Any more questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Such as other matters, if those authorized by law, I don't know of anything else coming up. Anybody got anything?
Maybe a conditional use permit, probably for,
There you go.
see how that goes, so.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Keep it going, Joe.
Yeah.
Motion been made, seconded to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Who did the second?
Approved.